What did the earliest generations of Conway business leaders have to work with as they set out to build a city that would thrive for generations? They had faith, they had vision, they had boldness. The city we live in didn't just happen. It was built, brick by brick, business by business, by people who chose to invest their time, talents, and treasure.
1891, Captain W. Martin established the Conway Board of Trade, now the Conway Area Chamber, to raise $50,000 to successfully recruit Hendrix College to Conway.
1893, the Chamber recruits Central College, now Central Baptist College, to Conway.
1907, with the leadership of George Donaghy, the Chamber raises support to establish Arkansas State Normal School, now UCA, in Conway.
1911, Chamber leadership establishes a municipal sewer system through an improvement district.
1920, the Chamber issues stock to build a first-class hotel, the Revelo, which later became Hotel Bachelor.
1929, during the Great Depression, Chamber members pledged $100,000 to the Methodist Church to keep Hendrix College in Conway and formed the Conway Corporation to raise the necessary money. The effort is so successful, they also gave money to Conway Public Schools, St. Joseph, Central College, and Arkansas State Normal School.
1933, the Chamber leads an effort to reestablish a bank in Conway post-Depression. They successfully issue stock and create First National Bank.
1930s, the Chamber begins operating the Toadsuck Ferry to encourage Perry County residents to conduct business in Conway.
1946, the Chamber partners with Conway Corporation to raise $110,000 to build International Shoes manufacturing facility.
1947, the Chamber raises money to build Lake Conway.
1950s, the Chamber's Streets Committee is responsible for developing the paving program for the city.
1954, the Chamber partners with Conway Corporation to raise $100,000 to build a facility for Verco Manufacturing Corporation.
1955, the Chamber successfully petitions the City of Conway to implement citywide sanitation services.
1957, the Chamber raises $113,000 to purchase 404 acres and establishes the Conway Human Development Center.
1959, the Chamber raises $32,000 to form the Conway Development Corporation to aid in economic development.
1961, the Conway Development Corporation creates the Conway Industrial Park. Conway becomes the first small city in Arkansas with a master-planned, fully served industrial park.
What does it take to build a city that will thrive for generations? It takes faith. It takes vision. It takes boldness. The city we live in didn't just happen. It was built, brick by brick, business by business, by people who chose to invest their time, talents, and treasure. Chambers do what people think just happens.
I drove into Conway today. It's terrible. There's construction everywhere. They're even building a roundabout at Highway 64 and Hogan Lane.
Of course they are.
And I heard somebody said that they're building a Bronx.
Bronx?
Yeah.
They were never supposed to come east of Van Buren.
Well, now they have. And there's some place called Swig that's on some Mormon Housewives show or something.
They just opened their 4th freestanding Starbucks.
And a third 7 Brew. And a Scooters and all these other coffee shops downtown. There are so many of them.
Yeah, they're sitting around drinking their Mocha Doo chinos and act like they're working all day.
I drove downtown one night and people walking around for art walk.
And the growth is not just downtown. I heard the Saltons were finishing up a bunch of retail, restaurant, office, and apartments over on Day War Drive.
It's called mixed use, and it's what all the really great cities are doing.
Who sit next to me, Jamie boy?
Sit down, son.
All those restaurants aren't just showing up, coming here because people are moving here. In fact, since 2020, nearly 7,000 new people have moved to Conway.
That's all we need. More people, more houses. I bet all those realtors are happy.
Ow! Son, what's wrong with you? Sit down.
But Dad!
Now.
Yes.
It's not just Conway. Conway's fueling growth in the area around it. If you've ever had to drive into town on a morning, that traffic is real. Heck, I remember when Highway 65 was a 2-lane road. What in God's name is happening to this place?
I heard some of the guys saying Green Bay Packaging was doing something big.
Just a little remodel or something like that. It doesn't affect us.
Actually, it's a $1 billion investment and a complete rebuild of the mill. It takes us into the future, and it does impact us, Beth. Over 200 of Green Bay's employees live in Faulkner County. The mill supports over 500,000 acres of company-owned and private timberland owned by 900 private landowners. Even if they don't live here, Green Bay's 620 employees and those landowners shop, dine, entertain, and receive health care right here in Conway.
Rip, I need you to find out if there's any truth to that rumor that they're drilling natural gas again.
Shoot, boss, I think that thing played out years ago. I don't think there's been any activity in the Fayetteville Shale in over a decade.
Well, Rip, that's also not accurate. Flywell Energy owns 5,600 wells in the Fayetteville Shale and produces 775 million cubic feet of natural gas per day. They actually just announced that they were drilling a new well and investing $30 million in that program. Natural gas production is far from dead and hasn't been.
Well, that's just great. Cutting down trees, drilling for natural gas again. I've heard rumors that a data center campus might be coming to Lolly Bottoms. In Lolly. I don't even know what a data center campus means. Probably like those crypto miners out in the county.
I saw on Facebook that wasn't even true.
So you're on Facebook?
What's Facebook?
I saw that too. I think it went to West Memphis.
Well, the property closed in June, and it's actually nothing like a crypto mine, Dad. It's a hyperscale data center campus and a Fortune 100 company. It'll take years just to build it. They're actually even going to recirculate treated sewer water to cool the thing. Hundreds of full-time jobs once it's operational. Could be $60 billion in capital investment. It's a big deal.
Well, dadgum, with all these jobs coming in, who's going to be around to shovel their crap?
Okay, smart. I've had just about enough of your growth is good. You better choose a side. This family is all about keeping things the same. How do you know all anyway?
Well, there's an organization in Conway that works with all of these companies and helps them to keep growing. Because if they grow, then the city and the region grows. You can join it too if you believe that it's important. So, I joined the Conway Chamber.
The Chamber?
Would you look at that? Conway just made U.S. News and World Report's Top Places to Live list. That's the first time we've ever made the top 100.
Oh, JR, that's great too.
It sure is, Mama.
JR, what's a 5-letter word for someone who's against everything?
Oh, hell, Sue Ellen, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where we're going to build Conway's next 10 subdivisions.
I think it's Hater.
Thank you, Lucy.
Morning, Molly. Well, good morning, Bobby. JR was just telling us the company made the best places to live list for the first time.
That's great news.
It's a great time to be in the real estate business. Conway is booming. Home sales were at $215 million last year and nearly $500 million in the county. I sold a 5-bedroom house in Craftonberry Hills for $1.3 million. Well, I sold a 4-bedroom in Covington Stone Place for $1.35 million. That's nice, Pam. Real nice. But was that your first or second sale this quarter? I sold 2 houses last week to 2 families who are moving here. Did you know Conway High School moved up over 700 spots on the U.S. News and World Report's Best High Schools list this year? That puts us in the top tier of all U.S. high schools. New jobs, good schools, great amenities means we need more homes.
We sure do, Lucy. And that's why
I was reading Metro Plan's latest update, and Conway's median new house permit value is now the second highest in the Little Rock Metro.
property values are up for sure. I guess Conway's not a well-kept secret anymore. That's why.
Lucy, honey, how was your date with Billy Ray Jenkins?
Well, Lucy, I don't know that he's right for you or our family. Quite frankly, I don't know if dating somebody from Bryant's in our family's best interest anyway.
JR, Billy Ray is kind and sweet, and he treats me well. I sure hope he's getting better. He hasn't returned my calls or text messages in a couple of days.
Now, Billy Ray, don't you stay away from my little sister. You hear me?
But I love Lucy.
Love. You love her. Well, here's 10,000 reasons for you to go find you a pretty girl from Bauxite.
Conway sure has been good to our family. Your daddy and I started with that one little old house over on Locust back in the 60s. Who would have thought you and Land and Home would end up building thousands of homes over the years?
Well, did y'all know that housing is very important to our city? Did you know that building new homes is also a major contributor to sales tax collections? Why, just last year, the sale of building materials alone accounted for $158 million in retail sales. When we build more homes, our builders buy more building supplies. And when they buy more building supplies, they pay more sales tax, and that sales tax goes to help pay for critical services like fire and police.
That's one more reason we need to be building more houses in Conway. It helps the city in so many ways.
Well, I've been trying to tell y'all that Pam and I have formed a little LLC to do a couple of projects outside the Ewing Land and Home, like you and Sue Ellen, JR.
We are so excited. Bobby's been working real hard, and we have plans drawn up for a neighborhood that will be on the new Connect Conway Trail. We wanted to name it something easy to remember that would differentiate it from all the others. So we are calling it Watson Brookington Meadows. The city said that they are 90% complete with the design phase of Connect Conway, and we are getting close to seeing construction begin on a $25 million, 50-mile expansion of our trail system. It's a game changer for Conway.
Where exactly are y'all looking to develop, Bobby?
We have a verbal agreement with the Standards family to buy their 50 acres on the east side of Conway. I've been working with them for months on the deal. We've agreed on $40,000 an acre.
Well, Bobby, I don't know if I'd put much more work into that. You know how them Standardses are. They're all a bit wishy-washy. Mr. Standards, I sure do appreciate you holding that 50 acres for me over there on Museum Road.
But JR, I got a verbal agreement with your brother to sell him that land.
Oh, well, now listen. Bobby's just messing around. Bobby likes to do that. He's a dreamer, you see. Always talking and dreaming. Here's 50,000 reasons to go ahead and let me tie up that piece of property. And I'll even pay you $45,000 an acre on top of this little bonus.
Bobby, did you say the Standridge property?
Yes.
JR, didn't you buy that property a few weeks back?
JR?
Bobby? JR.
Mama?
How could you, JR? You knew that Bobby and I were going to build Watson Brookington Meadows? JR, how could you?
Then he already told my friend Doreen you paid him to stop seeing me.
JR, you didn't.
Maybe I should tell Sue Ellen that I saw you with that tramp Lori in the back booth at Mike's last Friday night.
Friday night? You said you took the kids to the Water Scouts game.
I had your kids with me at Jump Zone. Oh, JR! How did you do that? I thought I wanted you better than that.
Good morning, Conway area business believers. While working, Wally Cash coming at you on Conway Commerce Radio, home of the fighting business owners. It's that time of year, time to look back at the past season and forward to the next. It's no secret there's a segment of Conway's faithful who are less than satisfied with our business leadership. A lot of chatter on the message boards. Who wants to talk about how our business leaders are doing? I'm all ears.
Hey, Wally, this is Tammy from Skunk Hollow. This Chamber of Commerce, all they care about is shiny things. This ain't Disney World or Magic Springs. And their members, all they talk about is grow this, grow that. We don't need more people. Why can't Conway go back to the size it was when I moved here 8 years ago? And I heard the Chamber CEO gets a nickel for every car that goes through a roundabout. Is that true?
Tammy, that's just self-tactalization. I don't know how that could be.
Well, I seen it on Conway Community Chit Chat on the Facebook. We don't even need a Chamber of Commerce. If the businesses wanted to get together and do something worthwhile for the community, then they ought to just form their own private member-based organization.
Mohammed Zanfuli, Kids ABA Services.
Charles Frost Jr., DNC Event Services.
Grace Rains, Conductor.
Gilberto Garcia, Gradis Wealth Management, Northwestern Mutual.
John Ross Anderson, First Security Bank.
Jack Pillow, Conway Chamber.
Corey Owens, Conway Regional Health System.
Yeah, we've seen setbacks before, but mentally, it's just really hard to recover from a pick six.
That's just one of the boardwalk.
All right. Let's settle down. What y'all are doing isn't easy. If it was, everyone would do it. But there are 70,000 people in this community counting on you. Most of them don't even know it, but they are counting on you. But we can't expect them to know it if you don't know it. So let me remind you, you're not just a business community. We are a team, and we're a team that absolutely powers this community. Gilberto, this summer, who paid for more than 4,000 kids' lunches at the library?
Chamber members, Coach.
That's right, Chamber members. Muhammad, who contributed more than $150,000 to educational programs last year, funding preschool education, parental involvement, field trips, career fairs, and a whole lot more.
Chamber members.
Who raises the money every year so the City of Conway employees can have a Christmas party?
Chamber members.
Who raised the money and ran the campaign, actually voted for the tax that funded public safety equipment, streets, and drainage improvements?
Chamber members.
Who is responsible for growing more than 46,000 private sector jobs and 3,000 private businesses in Faulkner County?
Chamber members.
And if this community is going to grow and people are going to keep coming to school here, getting jobs here, buying homes here, who's going to lead them?
Chamber members.
Guys, what we do is fun, but it's not a game. Y'all know that. We look at private payroll like it's a number. It's not. It's how people pay for their kids' braces or college. We look at the shiny things like they exist to put on a website and brag about. But those are places we make memories at with our families. Remember who you are. Remember who built this community. So let's hear it one more time together. Clear eyes, full hearts.
Can't lose.